Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Combos. Hi, Lindsay.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good. I just went to the gym. I'm actually sitting here podcasting in my own sweat. So, it's been quite an eventful morning for me.
Well, what's been going on?
Well, I mean, I can start off by saying this morning, the baby was a little congested. So I think he was just not feeling the greatest. So he slept in a little bit. And so then we were all kind of just late. And, I let the dogs out. Actually, the kids let the dogs out. Gizmo ran away. Had to wait for him to go find him, get him back before I could take the kids to school. And then I went to the gym. And then I had to take the kids' lunches because I didn't have time this morning to pack it, which I guess in all reality, I should have probably just packed them last night, you know?
Oh my God.
You know how it goes, Kale, in the chaos. That's all it ever is.
That literally stresses me out so bad just to listen to your morning. Because I'm not a person that can function in dysfunction. If my schedule gets thrown off, I'm just okay, throw away the day.
Right. Just the whole entire day.
Yeah, just throw it away and don't come again, please. I don't understand.
Oh, also I had someone come do it an estimate type thing on my dining room from where that candle exploded. So literally I'm I should have been podcasting 25 minutes ago, but they were here looking at the dining room, seeing what we could do with it. Do I want to paint my crown molding? Because there's also soot and fire marks on it. But
my God.
Did you notice that there's no beeping?
Actually, I wanted to talk about that for a second because we've probably got more messages in regards to your smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector, whatever it is that's beeping. And honestly, I heard it when we were recording, but you kind of pick and choose your battles. So I'm okay. I'm not even going to say anything.
You know what? When I started realizing how many people were messaging and tweeting about it, I texted my friend Nikki, and her husband Ricky is a part of the fire department. So I texted Nikki and I was like, hey, do you and Ricky mind coming over and helping me change the smoke detector batteries? Because one, for whatever reason, I have 3 of them in the same hallway upstairs. And one's through ADT, one came with the house, and one of them, I don't even know where it came from. So that was that. And then apparently more than one of them were beeping. So I just want to go through this really fast because Ricky told me he changed them. Well, no, let me take that back. He didn't change them. He took them down, but they take 9-volt batteries, which are I don't even have those.
Correct.
So I had to order them. And we figured out 2 of them were beeping, and then he got into how when you should change your battery. So this is a PSA for everybody who listens to Coffee Combos podcast. The rule of thumb, if you don't know, which you probably do because I'm an idiot, is that you change the smoke detector batteries every
on your
time
birthday.
No.
Yes, that is the rule.
No, he said every time you set your clocks back or you set them forward.
What? So twice a year?
Yeah. Every 6 months you change them.
Oh, see, I heard, listeners, we need opinions because I heard that you're supposed to change them every year on your birthday.
I mean, I think either one is probably a good idea as long as they're getting changed.
Right, yeah.
Because you don't want to be like me and waiting until they're not working anymore and then you have a candle explode in your dining room. My entire house could have went up in flames. Okay, and so then that brought us to, if you don't close your kids' doors at night, it's probably a good idea to start closing them because if there were a fire, closing the door gives you, I think he said between 5 and 10 minutes to figure out how you're going to get out. It'll protect you or whatever. And also you should have these little rope ladders, or some type of ladder. You can get them on Amazon. He sent me a link for them, in every room because I always after the candle exploded, I started thinking about it more than I normally do. Like, what would happen if there was, in fact, a full-blown fire? Like, how would I get all 3 of my children and get out of the house? So he said that, like, in a closet or a drawer or something, you want to have, like, a ladder to be able to get out of this, you know, a second-story window.
Which
and make sure the door is
leads me
closed.
to think about, I don't know if people do this anymore, but when we were like in elementary school, I don't know if you remember this, but like fire safety would come to the school and talk about how you need to like plan with your family, like an exit strategy, and like find like a tree or something in your yard to go to. And like, that's the mark where everybody like counts heads and make sure that everybody's out. But honestly, I feel like that's a parenting fail because we have not like come up with a fire exit strategy. And now that you say all of that, I'm going to actively do that this week.
Yeah. So honestly, I thought the same thing. I was like, wow, like up until it took a candle exploding in my dining room for me to even think about this. And it really is so important. Like my kids, because I watch the ID channel and I'm so aware in that aspect, like we've gone through what we're going to do if there's an intruder, but we've never gone through like what we're going to do if there's a fire.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think that you have to think of like the worst case scenario, which is morbid, but you really
necessary.
Should be thinking of those things because I said thinking. Wow.
Thinking.
Like
you gotta be thinking.
The Georgia came out, honey. The Georgia came out. I think I speak for all of our listeners and really everyone in the world when I say I hate wasting time and money. And that's exactly what happens when I sift through hundreds of brands at the big box stores but end up paying a premium for disappointing quality. If you're like me, you'll appreciate Brandless. This company cuts out the middleman to deliver just what matters, all at simple, fair prices, making the entire shopping process easier, less time-consuming, and best of all, you know you're getting quality products.
Absolutely, because Brandless offers better-for-you items at a better price shipped directly to you. They've cut out all the unnecessary costs of traditional retail, which means you get higher quality products at a more affordable price. All without having to leave your home, which sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
I absolutely love shopping Brandless. They have tons of products to choose from: food, household and kitchen, beauty and personal care, stationery, baby, and pet. The last time I shopped, I think I got something from literally every category but baby. I'm truly obsessed. And every time you check out at Brandless, they donate a meal to someone facing hunger. This helps to provide millions of meals to those in need every year.
So right now, our listeners can receive $10 off their first order of $50 or more and free shipping at Brandless. Go to brandless.com and use our code COFFEE to start saving on high-quality products. Don't wait a second longer. Go to brandless.com and enter COFFEE to get $10 off first orders of $50 or more and free shipping. Start enjoying high-quality products that you deserve today.
I just want to tell you that, you know how y'all had a snow day the other day?
Yes.
And it like actually snowed?
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday, Jackson, of course, has school and he comes home and I like start asking him about his day and kind of like everything that was going on at school. And he was like, my teachers were talking about there being a snow day. So I'm like, okay, this is not really a thing. Like, why would they even be talking about that? Because school hasn't been called off yet. Like nobody knows any information. All we know is on the forecast, it's saying like possible snow. So then a few hours later, I get a phone call that school is canceled. So I'm like, okay, we have not even seen like the slightest drop of snow, but they've already canceled school. And I don't know like if anybody who's listening lives in the South or lives in Georgia, but we are not really equipped to deal with snow. And like 5 years ago, I believe it was 5 years ago, we had like a snow apocalypse and people couldn't like even drive anywhere. And the like freeways were gridlock. Like it was horrible. Will actually had to like park his car Probably it was like 5 miles from home. And at the time, Jackson was an infant, and Will walked like 5 miles in the freezing cold and work clothes. And I was calling him over and over and over again. And I thought he had gotten killed because he would not answer the phone because I guess it was in his pocket. And I was at home with Jackson by myself, had no idea like what I was going to do. So I think that's why they just like prematurely call stuff completely off, like shut down the city, whatever. Woke up this morning. And last night when I went to bed, it said possible 4 inches at my house. I woke up and it was drizzling, rain.
So they got no school and they called basically a state of emergency for absolutely nothing.
Yes, and it was 47 degrees as well.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
Like not even freezing. So
I actually, Becky asked me if I was going to have snow down here this weekend or this week. And I was like, I don't know. I don't check the weather. Like, unless people say stuff like that, like, hey, are you guys getting snow? It's like, I don't know. Not sure.
I don't know. If it snows, I'll see it.
Plus, like, our kids typically go to school in the snow anyway. So it doesn't really matter here.
And then this brings me to like another thing, because Jackson and I leave home when the kids are like about to get on the bus to take him to school. So we pass like the bus stop. And Jackson at first, like when he saw this, he's like, oh, look, those kids are so cool. They get to ride the cheese. And I'm like, oh my God.
The what?
The cheese.
Cheese?
Yeah, like the bus, because it looks like a big cheese.
Oh my gosh, I have never heard the bus called the cheese. That is so cute.
Yeah, like it looks like the cheese. And I guess that's because what I call it. So he says that too. And I've always told him, like, you're never going to ride the big cheese. But he sees these kids like standing outside, and he always is like really interested in like what these kids are doing. I guess he thinks they're really cool because they're riding the bus. And I see kids in like 30-degree weather outside at the bus stop wearing shorts. Is that a thing?
I mean, I did wear shorts to the gym the other day.
But was it 30 degrees?
It was like 50.
Okay, but I feel like so many kids these days wear like athletic clothes and stuff, and that's a thing that boys wear, like basketball shorts with the socks that like come up really high and like basketball tennis shoes or something. That's what they're all wearing at the bus stop. And I'm like,
did you hear what you just said? Basketball tennis shoes?
Well, whatever they're called.
Basketball shoes?
Basketball shoes, like sneakers, whatever. Actually, do you call it sneakers or tennis shoes?
Sneakers.
I call it tennis shoes.
Yeah, I know. I know.
What is the problem?
I think that's what you call them.
I think I just don't like the word sneaker. Like, it's weird. When it comes out, it's like sneaker.
But you don't even say tennis. You say tennis. So it sounds like you're like Tinnis. Tennis.
Okay, well, I've had it with you, so goodbye.
So, no, we're not done yet. We're not done.
Switching gears.
Today we're going to have a little rant about the price of gym memberships, personal trainers, and nutritionists. Why are they so expensive? So we know why. They're very helpful and they have expert guidance. It's definitely worth it. But don't you ever wish that you could get those similar results without having to pay a fortune? Because now you can, and it's all because of Noom.
Noom is one of the biggest food databases available, and it is constantly being updated. It will track your meal habits for you, help you visualize portion sizes, and see calorie density at a glance, keeping you motivated and on task along with your weight loss and healthy lifestyle journey. What I liked about the Noom process was that it was very thorough when asking questions about me and my personal goals. Everyone is so different, so it's important for me to choose the right plan, something that takes into consideration my lifestyle. And I also liked that it gave little example messages of encouragement when signing up. I thought that was a nice inspirational touch.
I know we're all so busy, but Noom wants you to devote 10 minutes of your day to yourself. Everyone deserves that. And so it's available on your phone whenever and wherever you need it. Think of it as a weight loss in the palm of your hand, literally. So you'll even get to take an easy 30-second online evaluation showing how much weight you can actually lose and keep off. But what's cool is that they don't focus on the number on the scales as much as they do other intangibles, how you feel, if you're sleeping better, or if you're feeling stronger.
Noom is designed for results. Achieve your goals by signing up for your trial today at Noom, Noom.com/coffee. What do you have to lose? Visit Noom.com/coffee to start your trial today. Again, that's Noom.com/coffee. Start losing weight for good. Okay, and then I'm going to cancel my gym membership.
Why? Lindsay, no. This is the one thing that I feel like we could have motivated each other on. I've been in the gym 5 days a week all month. Like, it has not stopped. I'm not quitting. And you're over here telling me you're canceling you're canceling your membership. I'm not proud of you. You need to stay in the gym.
Well, okay, I can gym at home. I just thought I wanted to gym, like, away from home.
Outside the house. Right.
But what I've realized, it's almost like you have to do it to realize, like, you like something else more, but not until you do it do you realize that. I just feel like I've gotten so used to the type of equipment that we have at home that it's really hard to do the workouts that I want to do at the gym, and then I have to wait on people for crap that I have at home. And I'm like, why am I sharing?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. For me, like, at home to do a workout, I probably won't do it. I'm not going to sit there and, I won't work as hard. Where if I'm at the gym with my friend, I have my one friend, Jen, I go with her pretty much every day. CrossFit, Jen, and my other friend, Lindsay, like, we're there. We motivate each other. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm at home by myself, I'm not working out.
But see, I get creeped out by friends because people try to be friends with me at the gym, and I'll talk to them, so it's, like, not awkward, but, like, I don't really want to be, like, gym friends.
No, but these are friends that I'm friends with anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, the people that I'm friends with anyway, they do, like, well, actually, a lot of my friends don't have kids. So
right.
It's hard with their schedules because they're working out at, like, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm kind of like, okay, like, not really realistic. You going on, like, a midday run is not realistic for me because chances are I'm doing 6 pages of homework. So schedules don't really align, and then I feel, like, kind of alone at the gym, but then it's, like, my choice because then I don't want to have friends. It's really freaking weird. In other news, can we talk about the bullying that I received over Instagram this last week?
What did it say?
Okay, so I'm going to see if you can guess who this person is, okay?
Okay.
Hey, why don't you die of brain cancer, you ugly, fat, bitch. You're a witch. You're ugly and fat. Nasty hoe. Your podcast sucks, by the way. Boring like you, rat.
I have to guess who this is?
Yes. And it's somebody who also harasses you on Instagram all the time.
I have no idea.
Who is it? She was on the show Catfish.
Tracy Baby. That's from... Okay, crazy story because I know somebody who knows her and she harasses me on Instagram and she was on Catfish and she's fucking crazy.
Well, she started sending me those crazy messages and I'm kind of really confused because the messages don't really make sense. And so it led me to post it on the podcast Instagram story and ask people if this girl was really on Catfish. And they confirmed that she really was on Catfish. And so I was, like, looking at her page and stuff. And the stuff on her page doesn't make sense. Like, she's cussing people out on videos and people aren't even talking to her. She's talking about how she lives in a 3-story mansion and she's walking around showing everybody, like, her, mansion. And then she gets to a room and it has a blow-up mattress. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, cool if you have a blow-up mattress, not judging you. We also have a blow-up mattress at our house. But why are you telling people that you live in a 3-story mansion? Like, you definitely don't. So I'm just really confused. So obviously now I've determined that she's a complete liar. And she would not stop harassing me on Instagram last week. And I just didn't understand it. She was posting stuff on her page, and then she was saying, like, I was reporting it. I wasn't even reporting it. I don't even care if she posts stuff about me on her page. Like, I don't care. I guess other people were reporting it, and it was getting taken down, and she got really upset. And she was talking about how she had, like, millions of followers, and then she has, like, 4,000 followers. I'm just so confused.
I think she also told people she's been pregnant for a long time.
Yes.
I'm not really sure like what is up with her, but she definitely was on Catfish, and we definitely have a mutual friend. So that's really crazy that she has even taken it a step further. I'm pretty sure she said that Lincoln's birthday cake was her birthday cake. Like, I went on her page and it was like a picture of Lincoln's like Avengers cake. And I was so confused as to why she would repost that as her own.
Okay, and yeah, so just like this house thing, like she posted a story, like this thing of a mansion, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's like a really nice house, and then like the next video, the house that she's doing like this tour on this video does not match what the other house looked like, and so I'm like, okay, obviously you're a pathological liar, but that led me to do some research on her, and I realized that she's been on Dr. Phil. And
what?
Yes, like Dr. Phil like talked to her.
After Catfish or before Catfish?
It was after Catfish.
Oh, wow.
And he was talking about how like good behavior or bad behavior, she doesn't care as long as she's getting the attention. So whether she's getting negative or positive attention, it's attention. And that there's always a consequence for good behavior or bad behavior. And he was trying to get her to understand like that there are consequences for your actions, and that she loves being the victim. Like she likes playing the role of a victim, and that like she has no self-worth, no self-esteem, and no self-respect. And she kept telling him, oh no, I respect myself. I respect this. I respect that. Clearly you don't, because you're posting videos on Facebook talking about how you loved being raped.
She said that?
Yes, she said that. So then that led me down another rabbit hole to YouTube, her episode of Catfish, because I wanted to know like why she was actually on Catfish. Like, what did she do to get on there? Obviously she's batshit, but what did she do? So she acted like she was somebody else that she wasn't, obviously. And they were talking to her on the episode of Catfish about how she could go to jail for cyberbullying. So obviously she's been doing this for like a really long time.
Right.
And she said that sometimes she gets scared about it, but it doesn't stop her from doing it. So I'm like, actually, this is really bad. Like, she's doing it to me, but she does it to you too. Who else does she do it to?
I think she belongs in like a place.
Like, here's some free 2019 advice for those listening to the show months from now. You need to check and see if you're overpaying for your car insurance. And you can do that for free at thezebra.com.
TheZebra.com is the nation's leading car insurance comparison website because it's the only place you can compare hundreds of policies from all the top carriers and choose the best one for you. Plus, they'll never sell your information to the spammers, so you won't get all those annoying, unwanted phone calls or emails.
You just answer a few questions on a simple, fast form, and they find you the best rates and coverage in your state. The Zebra is basically like Kayak for auto insurance, so you can make sure you're paying the best rate or find a better one. Fast, simple, and a must-do as we get through the year, the Zebra is the honest way to compare car insurance quotes from all top providers all at once.
Go today and start saving at thezebra.com/coffee. That's thezebra.com/coffee, spelled THEZEBRA.com/coffee.
The crazier thing was that I found that her idol is Farrah.
No. See, no. But people have to stop giving her attention. And also, Instagram should not let people who are incompetent have Instagram.
Well, they do. And I looked up, like, the laws for Instagram. Like, is she allowed? And, I mean, she's within her rights to have an Instagram. But the crazy thing is she has these videos, like, she's talking to people, but, like, there's nobody talking to her. She's talking about how she's famous and, like, all this stuff and how her idol's, like, Farrah and, like, how she's friends with her and, like, all this crazy stuff. And I'm so confused.
Speaking of Farrah, why don't you tell the people what you sent me yesterday?
So somebody sent us a screenshot of Farrah's Snapchat. Mm-hmm. And it was her daughter in, like, I wouldn't say lingerie because it's just like panties and a bra. But yeah, it was like her posed in a mirror. It almost looked like she was like in either a dressing room or like in something, but she was posing in Calvin Klein.
And she's what, 10?
You said that she was 10 years old. So
I'm pretty sure 10 or 11 because Isaac's 9. So I want to say like 10 or 11.
Like, I don't know when girls get boobs and stuff. So I don't know like when it's appropriate.
I mean, either way, I mean, it was inappropriate regardless. So I just don't know, even if her daughter was doing that, why would you post that? I mean, there's like predators.
Yeah, that was the most concerning part for me was that there are people that prey on stuff like that, you know? So I don't know, maybe because she's so active on social media that she wanted to like show people that. I have no idea. I would never go to like the mall and Jackson get a pair of Calvin Klein underwear and post a picture of that.
No, absolutely not.
Because I don't want people seeing my son in underwear. And I don't know if that's weird. Like, I don't know if it's a weird thing or not. I've seen like a ton of articles, like the clickbait stuff about her having like nude photos of her daughter. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know if that's true, but either like, what is wrong with you that you would do that and then say that you did that?
Yeah, I don't really know. Maybe there was a reason she posted it. I don't follow her on Snapchat, so I don't know like what more was to that other than like that one little thing that we were sent. So I'm not really sure, but I just know if I had a daughter who was 10, I certainly would not be posting like pictures of her in like matching bra and panty sets. And I'm sure a lot of people will have the argument of it's no more or less than
a bathing
suit. So, I mean, I get it. I'm just saying I think it's it's just odd.
Not appropriate.
To me.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree. I agree.
And then I wanted to talk about us talking about the baby teeth. Do you remember when we were talking about that last week?
Yeah, but I had a feeling that you were going to tell me about a message that we got. And did you send me a link or something?
Did I send you a link about the baby teeth?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did I?
I don't know. What were you about to say?
So I was going to say that we got a message about the baby teeth, and I love having this little community because I feel like I learn so much and people maybe learn something from us, or it just opens up conversation to look more into things because it's something that I would have never known unless we talked about it. But this woman says, "Hey ladies, so love the podcast, love the great conversations and the honesty that y'all share with your listeners. In the latest podcast, y'all were talking about saving baby teeth and what most people do not know, that saving the teeth can actually help your child in the future. Their teeth actually have stem cells, which can be sent to NDPL, National Dental Pulp Laboratory, to store the teeth in the event that your child needed it for a life-threatening issue. Just thought that I would share that information and keep up the great work for your podcast. Brings so much joy to many people's lives. You both are amazing mothers, and the courage that y'all have beyond amazing. Y'all are my inspiration to the world where women put each other down. It's nice to have women who lift one another up. So,
oh, that was sweet, but that's awesome. I never thought of that.
First of all, that message was so sweet, but yes, I would have never thought about that. So I know that you can bank the
cord blood.
Yeah, I know that you can do that. And actually your doctor normally talks about that. And I don't know, whenever you were pregnant, if your doctor or nurse mentioned that at all to you. But so when you go into the doctor's office, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but on the walls where they kind of have like pamphlets about birthing classes, and they have stuff about banking the cord blood and stuff. Yeah. I've never seen one that talks about the baby teeth.
No, so I've never seen one.
I looked into it, and since Jackson hasn't lost any teeth and I didn't bank his cord blood, I thought, well, with him being an only child, that would be something that I would definitely look into. So you have to send it to the lab, and then they do some type of preserving of the teeth, and then you have to pay a fee. I think it's like annually, and then it just like sits at a lab.
But then what do they do with it then?
I guess in the event that there was like any type of reason that you would need stem cells, that it gives you that option to have that. But I don't know how I don't know how the whole process works. You know, like I haven't looked into like the scientific ways of how the process works. I have no idea.
Right. Okay, well, I mean, thank God Isaac still needs to lose teeth then, because I can save him.
Did you bank like any of their cord blood or anything?
Well, okay, so I did learn about that whenever Isaac was born, but my doctor made it seem like it was so expensive. It was kind of like out of, and then come to find out, you know, Lincoln is born, and I find out that it's not that expensive. And so then I'm like, well, why would a doctor try to talk me out of it or not really like give me full information on it? So I was kind of like bitter. I feel like I would have probably banked Isaac's, but I didn't bank them.
Right. Yeah. It's a little crazy that they do kind of hype it up to where you would think that only like the elite could afford to be able to do it. And then you do realize kind of how inexpensive it is, because I kind of did a little bit of more digging into it after the fact that it was too late. And I don't know if it got less expensive or if it just seemed so expensive at the time. I have no idea.
Well, it's weird because even now, like Lincoln's school is directly across the street from like a facility where they keep it.
Oh, really?
And so then that's what made me think about it. And then I like looked into it and I was like, wow, this is not even expensive. So I don't know why the doctors would make it seem like it was so expensive. Like, I don't know why he did that.
I feel like if that's an option too, that your insurance should cover like a percentage.
I want to say they do.
I'm not sure. If anybody knows about that, then hit us in the DM and let us know. So we noticed something that seems a little unfair, and we wanted to see whether or not you guys will agree with us. Why are men's underwear always about comfort and extra support, whereas women's focus so much on the style and sexiness that they end up being so impractical and uncomfortable? It just does not seem right. However, now there is an underwear brand out there for us that we can trust, and it is MeUndies. This company has their priorities straight and is all about making comfy and durable underwear for women. I've been ordering from MeUndies for a while, and I love them. The quality is amazing. It's so comfortable and cute, so it's a no-brainer for me. I love the cheeky briefs and the thongs, and also they have amazing bralettes.
So another great thing about MeUndies is that you get a style that is perfectly suited for you. Women can choose from 4 different cuts, all of which are available in various colors and prints, from classic to adventurous. For me, it's about comfort, especially because I'm bigger, I like to work out, and I want to have that perfect fit for my workouts.
You know it's not too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day, so this season, MeUndies will be releasing a new print every Tuesday with so many options to choose from. Why not match your bottom half with your better half and get matching prints for you and your partner? MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you order MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping.
So to get your 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/coffee. That's 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee at MeUndies.com/coffee.
Okay, so we have received so many messages about the tips thing, and it's kind of like led into other conversations about other stuff. And there was one message that we got about like the tips at the restaurants.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So this one was very interesting. Okay, first of all, can you confirm or deny if you ever worked at Target?
No, I never worked at Target.
Okay, I don't know why like two people thought that you worked at Target.
I worked at Sports Authority, and it was the same. It's like the same type of like work clothes, the red shirt, because people think Staples too. And I'm like, no, I never worked at Staples or Target. It was Sports Authority.
Oh my God. Okay, so this one was really interesting. And again, like sly fox, like sneaky snake. This was the message. After listening to your last podcast, I have to share this to spread awareness. Gift cards. I got Target gift cards for my baby shower. I went to use one and it had a piece of paper taped to it. I didn't think anything of it, tried to use it. There was not a balance. I went back home and I looked at the piece of paper. I took it off and it was a barcode that was taped over my barcode. Here's what happens. People will take a handful of gift cards home. They'll make a copy of a barcode and then keep that gift card. Then they tape the copy of the barcode, tape it over the barcodes, and place those gift cards back at the store. Someone grabs the gift card to buy it and scans the wrong barcode because nobody notices. So now the thief gets money loaded onto their gift card while the recipient gets screwed. This disgusts me, especially since the gift card I received said baby on it. All I can think of is someone really in need who is banking on that gift card and can't buy diapers without it. I'm going to send pictures of what it looked like to give you guys a better idea in case my message didn't make sense. So she sends pictures of it. And like, what?
People are so crafty, but like, why? Just fucking get a job.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, you are so like putting so much effort into this that if you would have put that much effort into working,
getting a promotion at work or get a job or a business. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Who does that? And like goes and scams, like takes gift cards. I feel like with scams like this, gift cards should have to be in like one of those things like cigarettes and stuff, you know, like where you have to like ask for the gift card.
No, right. No, that's what they do with like formula and stuff.
I cannot. Like,
I cannot.
What is wrong with folks?
I don't know. They put so much time into that. I don't get it. Like, it's not even worth it. What, for $25? Like, I don't get it.
Me either. I'm just like, are you really that desperate? And obviously they have some form of money because they have a printer and like a way to like
the
print
technology
these barcodes.
To do this. Right.
So it's like you're just a sly, sneaky snake and you need to be busted. And I'm sick of hearing about these people. Like, I'm so sick of it.
Karma's real, so. One thing I'm sure we can all agree on is how amazing it feels to have clear and healthy skin, which is why we believe BioClarity is the perfect product for everyone. Their green skincare line offers essential products to help clear up and calm your skin, or just keep it balanced with daily nutrients.
That's right. BioClarity can do wonders for those with problem skin thanks to their clear skin routine. But they also have an essentials routine designed specifically for people who just want to stay on track. I personally use the essentials routine. I love it. It's simple, it travels well, and it perfectly does the job.
Some of their other products that we are loving lately are the clarifying masks and Floralux. The clarifying mask is great because it helps even your skin tone and shrinks the appearance of pores without over drying your skin. The Floralux is a special form of chlorophyll that nourishes the skin, soothes away blemishes, reduces redness, and makes your skin look more radiant. I love it because, as you guys know, I do have problematic skin, and it works so good for me, especially with like the extra redness and the dryness. It's perfect for me.
The best part is it's affordable. Take the first step to healthier, more radiant skin by going to bioclarity.com. And right now, for our listeners, when you purchase a skincare routine, you'll get a free clarifying mask with your order. That's a $25 value for free, but you need to enter our code COFFEE at checkout. So go to bioclarity.com and use COFFEE at checkout to get your free clarifying mask when you purchase a routine. Can we talk about the girl that was in the vegetative state, that all of the news is broke like since we talked about it?
Let's do it. I saw a picture of the guy.
Okay, yeah, same. And okay, so let's just state that he was an LPN. So he was not an RN. But because that was my first thing. I was like looking at him and I'm like, no way he's like an RN, because he just doesn't look like he could be. That could be judgmental, but he just didn't look the part. You know what I mean? When I saw the picture, I was just like, okay, he's not like, when you think of a nurse, you think of somebody that's like clean cut and their life together and stuff. Like, this guy just didn't look like he had it all together. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. Yeah, no, he looked like he hadn't bathed in days.
So remember how we were talking about, you know, could she feel, you know, like being in pain or anything? Mm-hmm. So we got a message and it says, I live in Arizona and I just heard your podcast about the topic of the lady in Arizona having a baby in a vegetative situation. They had an interview with an OBGYN doctor, and he mentioned that she felt every ounce of pain delivering the baby and pain throughout the pregnancy. So sad how this all went down, but an article came out. They found the guy who impregnated the woman, and 2 of the doctors in charge of the women resigned from the facility. You ladies are awesome. Love the podcast. Can't wait for next week. So, first of all, thank you. And secondly, that is so disgusting to me that she had to suffer
through all of that.
Through all of it. And I know that this guy is responsible for impregnating her, but the CEO that resigned, which was the first thing that came out before they announced that they had, you know, linked the DNA to this Nathan Sutherland, why did he voluntarily resign?
And that was my first thought, because I did see that come out first, and I was like, but why? Unless he had something to do with it, why would he resign? I mean, I guess because it happened in his facility, but still.
Unless it was like the company gave him a choice to say he was voluntarily resigning, or he could not have the choice and then he would just be made to resign. I don't know. I just feel like there's something to that more than what has been released to the media and what, you know, we have access to knowing. But basically, for those who have not followed up or know any more information about this, this Nathan Sutherland was arrested after the investigators had obtained DNA samples. And that there was a link to him, like it was like a exact match. And I believe that the judge had sent some type of order that he had to give DNA. So I don't know if he was maybe refusing to give DNA, or
the CEO or Mason.
Nathan. Yeah, he was court ordered to give the DNA sample. So I don't know, because originally when we started reading up on this, it was like everybody was voluntarily giving DNA samples
and DNA. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this guy was actually court ordered to do it. And yeah, I cannot believe that this is even something that exists. I will say that we thought vegetative state meant being in some form of coma. And
I mean, I don't know if I thought it was like a coma, but I definitely thought that like she wasn't aware of her surroundings.
Right. So the family wanted the media to know and wanted to make it very clear that she was not in a coma and that she had significant intellectual disabilities just as a result of seizures in her early childhood. And that she does not have ability to speak, but she does have some ability to move limbs, her head and her neck, and she's able to make facial gestures. And that she likes to be read to, enjoy soft music, and she is capable of responding to people with familiar voices. So the difference in being in a coma and in a vegetative state is that coma is completely unresponsive and does not react to light, sound. They cannot feel pain, and their eyes remain closed. And it's normally for like a definite period of time. So it's like days, weeks, months. And a vegetative state is still an unconscious state, but basically they can have involuntary eye movement, they can grind their teeth, they can make facial expressions. So they can remain in that state like indefinitely.
Okay, but they do have some form of like, that they're still there. Do you know what I mean?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
So it did say that the nurse that was taking care of her, Nathan, he had undergone extensive background check upon his hiring and obviously terminated from his job, which obviously I don't even know why that would need to be said. But even though background checks only check up to a certain like amount of things. Period. You know what I mean? Like you can't, unless you've been caught doing something like this before or sexually assaulting somebody or something like that. If there's like no police record, it's not going to show up on a background check.
Right. So it's only going to take you so far.
So then that kind of makes me even think more so that they should have to go through other things like psychological testing or something like that versus just like a standard background check. Because, I mean, how disturbing is this? And I wonder if he's done it to any of the other patients.
Yeah. Well, how long had it been going on? Because, I mean, surely it wasn't the first time.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what are the chances? I mean, I know it can happen. MTV does commercials on it. MTV does commercials on it all the time about like it only takes like one time or whatever, they say. But what are the chances of it being that one time that she just gets pregnant? Because I'm sure that wouldn't have been his choice. Right. Right. Or maybe he just thought like, I mean, I would hope he would have enough medical knowledge to know that in her state, she could still get pregnant.
No, he probably didn't know, didn't care, and did what he had to do anyway.
But how disturbing is it?
And to think that there's probably more people like that out there is even more disturbing.
Oh, there's definitely more people out there. And then it led to another article that someone had sent us about. It's like related but unrelated, about a Minnesota postman that was charged with having sex with a dog on his route. No. I hope that that's another like fake one like the crocodile story. It's not. It was from 2017, so it's not like current breaking news. But he was... No. This is real. Like it really is real. No. And... No. According to a criminal complaint, the mailman was spending like a long time in a garage to drop off packages. And when the man that owned the garage reviewed the surveillance cameras, he saw that the mailman was engaging in sexual act with his dog. And then the police reviewed the footage and observed the mailman enter with the package, set down the package, and then engage with a sexual act with the dog, which lives in the garage. So I don't know if it's something like he saw him all the time or something like that. But yeah.
No.
And then you see like articles a lot of times. Like there was one time I saw one that was about a person that was engaging in a sexual act with a guinea pig, like in a parking lot. And I can't remember. A guinea pig? Yeah, like where I saw it. But it was like a long time ago that I saw it. If anybody knows anything about it, please send a message and a link to the article. But yeah, I saw it like a way long time ago. And
a way long time ago?
I just don't think any of that stuff is normal. And like, what would cross somebody's mind to do that to an animal?
People are canceled.
You're
like everyone is canceled.
Canceled. All of you.
Everyone.
And then I was just, as I was reading the article about the postman, I was thinking to myself, like, what would cause somebody to like roll up with a package to somebody's garage and there's like a dog in there? I'm personally afraid of other people's dogs because I don't know.
Right, you don't know. But why is he going all the way in the garage either? Like, why? I don't leave my garage door open for packages. Like, that's not a thing.
I don't know. I would think it would be kind of normal to leave it like outside the garage.
Right, or like on the porch, like in the front. But I don't leave my garage door open and I don't like let people in my garage. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah, at all. Not a thing at all. I'm like, who just strolls up in a garage? Like, first of all, you're not welcome.
Right.
You just stroll up in a garage and there's a dog there, and then something crosses your mind that you're going to like have sex
relations
with dogs. Like, I don't get it.
We won't get it because we're not psychotic.
Yeah, it's like normal people, I guess. Like, you would have to be something if you're thinking of those things. Right. And
wow, that's disturbing.
Then on a completely unrelated note, we have received this question a lot of times, and I don't know why we've never really answered it, but it was somebody asking about our opinions on small kids watching TV at bedtime, and that her and her husband differ on the subject, and like, how do we feel?
Before bedtime or like when they're in bed?
Okay, so I think we can answer it both ways. Like, do you let your kids watch TV before they go to bed, like in your living room? And then do your kids have technology in their bedroom?
No. So they don't have technology in their bedrooms. But I mean, like, I let them watch TV or whatever, and then they do showers and brush their teeth and do all that stuff, and then they go to bed. So, like, it's not like watch TV and then go to bed. I mean, sometimes they do, like, when everybody's done, if it's a little bit early, we'll all just, like, hang out in my bed for 30 minutes while they watch, like, Henry Danger or whatever, and then they go to sleep, like, in their own beds with no technology.
Okay, so I'll answer both of the questions. So I researched this, like, a long time ago, but then I went back and looked at it again and found an article from Seattle's Children's Hospital, and researchers surveyed over 2,000 children between the ages 5 and 24 years old, which I don't really think you're a child at 24, but maybe. And the research was inquired about the last hour and a half of their day. So what they found in the research was TV was actually the most common thing in the last hour and a half of the day amongst that age range, which is a huge gap between 5 and 24 years old. And that when children went to sleep, they confirmed that it disrupted their sleep and caused sleep deprivation. And they had more problems being like restless and turning their brain off. So,
I mean, that happens to me as an adult, so I feel like that's not surprising.
Right, it's not surprising. But I will say, I have a TV in my room, and that's what I do at the last part of the day. And I will also say that I made the choice that until high school, Jackson won't have a TV in his room or any technology.
I feel the same way. Yeah, I feel the same way.
It says, though, if you are a parent that struggles with this, TV tips to improve children's sleep, that to make sure that they do not spend any time in front of a TV screen 2 hours prior to bedtime, and that all screens should be out of the bedroom. No TVs, cell phones, tablets, iPods, anything like that. Make rules for a sleeping station for phones in your kitchen, and that whatever your child's bedtime is, it should be 2 hours prior to them going to bed. And just if you're struggling with this, to kind of switch your child's TV time to a different time of the day versus being at night.
I mean, that makes sense. I think that's a good tip.
So I don't know. I think it's really hard because I know my TV's on and stuff. My house in the main floor is kind of like an open concept floor plan. So my kitchen island, you look directly into my living room and there's no separation. It just kind of like runs together. So my TV is always on when I'm like cooking or when I'm just like in the kitchen. And then when I call them for dinner, the TV's still on. And we have a really bad habit of like watching things while we eat, which is a horrible habit because we should be having conversation, which we do have conversation, but it's like side conversation to The Office or like whatever's on the TV.
Right.
And we normally don't eat 2 hours before bed. It's normally like we eat at 7 and then Jackson goes to bed at 8:30, and he's exposed to the TV in the basement because we'll be watching TV while Jackson's playing. So I'm going to take some of this advice as well and let you guys know how it goes. I did get Jackson one of the anxiety blankets, so I feel like his sleeping has gotten a lot better because he moved a lot in his sleep, and now he doesn't move nearly as much because he's probably weighted down.
I probably need one of those too.
Do your boys have them too?
We have one. I just don't. I put it in my guest room, so I should probably use it.
Well, I don't have one, but I want to try it out. Jackson said that it really helps him feel like snug as a bug. So,
because he probably can't lift it off of him.
Yeah, he probably can't. It's probably so heavy. It's like probably like as heavy as his body.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jackson.
Bless him. Bless my little baby. He's so funny, Kale. Like he literally.
Oh, I know.
Is so funny. He tries to have adult conversations with people and like try to get in their business and stuff. It's so cute.
Him and Lincoln would have a lot of fun together.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, Jackson and Lincoln seem to be very similar in personality, just kind of like tell it like it is. I was watching the Teen Mom episode last night and Lincoln talking about your belly. I'm just like.
He was so rude, but like I couldn't help but laugh about it.
But like, where does that come from? Like, why do our kids just think that they can just say like whatever and there's no filter?
I don't know. I mean, partially it's probably me. And then also, I don't know. I really don't know. But Lincoln's teachers love him. They think he's so funny and just like a good kid.
They think he's really funny?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Jackson like really gets into anything at school. I think he's more like that at home. Like he's that kid that he does all of the bad stuff at home and then he gets like really, really good reports at school. And I'm like, okay, are we talking about the same kid here?
Right. That's so funny.
Because I'm not sure about it. And then on a lighter note, we always talk about Florida, and it never fails. Something about Florida comes up every single week. And, you know, Kale, this one might top all Florida stories. First of all, I'm going to be judgmental and say that the woman's on meth because I'm looking at her face right now. And
are you sure it wasn't bath salts?
Possible, but like looks like
well,
meth.
What is it?
The headline is Florida woman drops pants, licks man, dances naked in Waffle House parking lot. First of all, like, why does it have to be Waffle House?
I've never eaten at Waffle House, so I don't know.
Okay, well, Will shit his pants at Waffle House, so yeah, he probably has mixed feelings because it probably makes him have the shits. But I really like Waffle House, to be perfectly honest. The All-Star Special, definitely like a top 10 for me.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Definitely. So it says a Florida woman was arrested after she undressed and danced around a Waffle House parking lot before licking a stranger on the face.
Ew. I can't think of a faster way to... Ew.
So, according to the police report, a Waffle House employee asked the lady to leave the restaurant due to her behavior. So, she later returned, verbally abusing the employee. She also threatened to get a gun and shoot the man in the face, along with all of the restaurant employees and customers. And then following that conversation, she walked into the parking lot, pulled down her pants, exposing her sexual organs, and then she began dancing around in the parking lot. With her pants still down, she walked up to the Waffle House employee and licked both sides of his face, and she blocked his vehicle inside the parking lot and danced naked in front of his car.
I don't think that's real.
Kale, it's real, and it shows her mugshot.
No, well, you have to send it to me because
I'm going to send it to you right now, actually.
Great.
In fact, to it. Because I want to hear what you have to say about her and tell me if I'm right that she's on meth.
Okay. Ready? Oh, wow. For sure, meth. Oh, for sure.
Like, could you imagine if you would have been one of the like customers at the Waffle House and saw this go down? Could you imagine?
No, I could never. No. Mm-mm.
And first of all, telling somebody that you're going to like blow their head off basically is not a thing today.
Legal. Right. Right. It's just not.
I mean, with all the stuff that's gone on, that would not be like my go-to. I would not be like, oh, hey, I'm going to like blow your head off.
I mean, she just needs to be in a facility.
No, she needs to go to the hospital and be on a 72-hour psych hold and do a detox is what...
Right. She needs to go to a facility.
She needs to do. She needs to do way less because she's doing so much more.
Doing the most.
And it just really harms me.
Right.
It harms my brain. It really does. So a girl had asked, can Will and I talk about our relationship on the podcast? She said, you guys remind me of me and my husband at times, and it cracks me up and makes me feel more normal. I like your stories about Will. It kills me. So I thought, since we've received so many of these messages, that it would be a good time to have Will back on the podcast next week. And a lot of people that listen are married, I feel like, or in committed relationships or in a dysfunctional relationship. You can be committed but dysfunctional. I know about that. So I feel like next week would be a good time to have Will back on and maybe bring on somebody that is more of an expert at relationships and just get down to the nitty-gritty and talk about all the things. What do you think, Kale?
No, I think that's a good idea. I encourage it and support it, especially because I can't really relate. So it would probably be good for you and him to kind of go on here and talk about it.
talk about all the dysfunctional things. So I'm kind of down with it. And yeah, so that's what we can expect next week. And I think that's all we have time for today. If you have not followed us on @CoffeeConvos Podcast on Instagram, make sure you follow us over there. And if you have not subscribed to us, you can do that by searching Coffee Convos on the Purple Podcast app on your iPhone. Click subscribe, click the 5th star to give us a 5-star review. And you can also leave written comments there as well. We love to read those. We hope you guys have a great week and can't wait to chat next week.
See ya.
Bye.
This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Babes and Babies, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.